dreamed of being on the radio? Now's your chance. Glimpses of Guam is looking for the next generation of on-air personalities to join our family on Wave 105. If you've got personality, creativity, and a passion for entertaining, we want to hear from you. No matter your experience level, this could be your opportunity to be heard across the airwaves. Send your resume and a short demo to jobs@glimpsesofguam.com and start your broadcasting journey today. Join the Glimpses of Guam radio team. Your voice belongs on the air on Wave 105.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the show hosts, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff or management of Wave 105.1 FM, Glimpses Media, or our partners. We strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, and we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105.1 FM. Enjoy the show.
Good morning, Guam. It's 10:10 a.m. on this Wednesday, August 8, 2026. This is KGUM FM, Wave 105.1, the Talk of Guam. And right now, we have Vet Talk with Mr. Johnny Atulai, Ms. Bobby Taitano, and Mr. Charlie Hermosa. This is Vet Talk. Catch us every Wednesday between 10 to 12, where we discuss challenges, programs, and all things veterans. Our studio line is 671-922-1051. 1052. We love for you to call in and join in our conversation. We're streaming online at the Wave 105.1 FM Guam on YouTube and wave105.com, as well as the Glimpses radio app. This is KGM FM, and right now it's Vet Talk.
And good morning and welcome once again to the Guam Vet Talk Show. This is your host, Johnny. And sitting across from me is the boss of my household, my cars, everything I dwell on.
Charlie? Oh, sorry.
Not your turn.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
That was good. That was good.
Bobby Taitano.
All right. And of course, the handsome, debonair, suave man about town, Charlie Hermosa. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, Bobby and Johnny.
Good morning. We missed you over the weekend, but I'm sure you were really busy.
You know what? And it was Sunday was jam packed. Just a lot of things going on, and I was trying to.
The day after the election.
After the election, I actually stayed up all night. Waiting for the
results.
The results. Because we've been at this for
right.
I was
6 months.
Quasi part of it in the beginning, and then
that's right.
So what did you think of the outcome of the election?
I think that this is why we have a democratic system, is because the people speak and the people go out and vote, and you're thinking that certain teams have the edge over others, and at the end they do not come out ahead, and it was
right.
And it's but at the end of the day, it's always, I think that anybody that raises their hand to run for public office and serve the people should be commended.
Oh, of course.
But at the end of the day, people, the people that went out and voted are the ones that chose,
right.
the folks that they voted, that have voted in. And so on to the general.
And we will get into that a little more deeper. But first, we have to do the accolades out and give our gratuitous voice and thank yous to our men and women in uniform.
Yeah.
So starting with
the Guam National Guard, the Air National Guard,
the Coasties,
the Army,
and of course
the United States Marine Corps.
General Bloss Camp General Bloss, hoorah! All right, and of course all you nonprofit local
veterans
organizations. Kudos to you for your efforts in helping these veterans get along. And there was one thing I said, we got to start a wheelchair and equipment rally for our own vets here on Guam.
Oh, absolutely.
And they do wheelchairs for warriors and stuff like that. And I was listening. I said, Charlie could do that, man. He's got a nice big building. We could put used wheelchairs, clean them up, shine them up, inflate them or do whatever, and Charlie could disperse them over at B&B.
Oh no, we can. We hold we've had vehicle events where they have the vehicle get together.
Yes.
And on a Sunday, all the the low riders and those vehicle.
Yeah, but they don't give their vehicles away,
No,
to
but I'm
wanted,
just
a worthy warrior. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Because I'd hobble in and crawl on my belly,
Hey, we got Tom Devlin on the line.
Oh, Tommy's on the line already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all our accolades go out to all our worthy veterans and young active duty members all across our island, and we're covered all over the place. Army Reserve, Air Force Reserve.
Oh, and let's not forget Naval Hospital and the Seabach.
That's a fact,
Yep.
Jack. Dr. McDermott, if you're listening, you and your crew, doing a wonderful job. And we give our gratitudes out to you. Now, how's the new annex working? It'd be nice to hear from somebody.
Yeah.
We meant to go up there and stop by and check it out, but we got diverted.
Yeah. Well, your next appointment's up at the annex, so.
Yeah, but when we got diverted, we was both hungry. We wanted to go eat lunch, So we got Tom on the line. Tom, you there?
Yes, sir. How's it going, everybody?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, good morning,
Good
Tom.
morning.
Bright and early.
Yes, yeah. You look nice on TV with the fan there, Johnny.
With the fan?
Yeah, That's, are you overly hot?
It's not on.
It's not on?
No, and I'm going to drink some coffee right now. Ha, ha, ha.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
So Tom, did you vote on Saturday?
No, I don't vote in the primaries.
Oh, you wait until the general?
I work the general. The primary is a party election, and basically I'm not interested in the parties. It doesn't matter what party. I never was.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That is interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, there are some people that like that. They'll vote in the general election, but they just don't want to be bothered with the party elections. They just that's just the way it is.
And
Yeah.
It was such
Well,
a low,
this is true.
it was such a low vote turnout for the primary.
Well,
30%.
30, yeah.
both parties, politics on Guam and politics in the United States, people are turned off by the system. That's, I think, the biggest issue.
Well, what a waste of money then. Let's abolish the primary and just
Go
Well, a
straight
lot
into
of
the
people,
general.
Robert Nitch was talking about that
yeah.
a while ago and said, maybe it's time to think out of the box. Maybe it's time, like in Washington, D.C., to think about getting rid of the Electoral College
Well, let's start
and
it on Guam.
go to the popular vote.
Let's start it on Guam. Get rid of the primary, save $250,000, and
Whatever, yeah.
all the monies that go to the local companies that have to give their people time off. Let's save money. Let's start it, Charlie. I think
Well,
John, since you're on that roll, I think Election Day should be a national holiday.
I agree.
Jimmy died yesterday. Give me this. Give me that. Gov Guam has so many holidays right now.
Right.
You know?
It's not so much for the government of Guam, it's for the normal people, the
I
average
agree.
person who doesn't work for any government.
Well, if he's not working for any government, then he ain't working.
Set my people free.
I agree.
my people.
I've always talked about the election. We should make that a holiday, and the Super Bowl. Those are the two that I
I
think
go
are
for the
A lot of countries, a lot of countries, their elections are a national holiday. Everybody's
Yeah.
off for the most part.
And
right, that's true.
even some of the states in the U.S., I think they
Yes.
make Super Bowl a holiday.
No,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I think elections should be considered. I think we need to take a look at that. And the other one
Yes.
that we've been actually talking about is the representation. I know Tom was just talking about the electoral vote, and the representation of the different villages, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
from a senator perspective, right? I mean, a lot of the senators, when you look where they're where they're from, it's
Yeah.
like Tamuning and Barragata.
Right.
Should we have a representative from Inalahan? Should we have a representative?
You know,
from
they had that
Molesco?
at one time during the election. They split the island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so they had like north, south, that kind of stuff. They did that at one point.
right.
That was some time ago, though.
Yeah.
Back in the 50s and 60s, they did that. It was called districting. And they had the representatives
Yeah.
were the commissioners.
You're right. It was
not
by
mayors.
district.
It
Yeah.
wasn't the commission. Oh,
Oh,
talk to me
wow.
about it.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm listening to you. Look at you. I'm very impressed, Johnny. That's
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, I'm back on the second floor. The elevator's fixed.
Yay!
Oh, dun, 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 dun. All right, we need a special roll
And
for
Johnny,
that.
everybody on the protocol office is waiting for the cookies. I made the announcement, and you never showed, and they were all. I got holy hell kicked out of me.
Did you share your cookies, Tom?
I share everything with the protocol office.
You got no choice. That's where you landed.
That's true, John. That's 100% true.
Well, let her know. We'll bring some by this afternoon.
We'll bring some, and it's up to you who you share it with.
Yeah, really. You got a
Okay.
special friend.
But I've been making a few phone calls. We're still waiting for the Veteran Cemetery grant. That will probably be announced in September, on their webpage, the VA webpage.
Uh-huh.
You know what I always say, right, Tom?
I know.
believe it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly. That's the way it is.
And, I tend to agree with that. If we don't get that money, I don't know how that cemetery is going to survive. I really don't know. Because the local budget is the same. It's the same budget as last year to the penny, again.
That's
Right.
true.
And it's not going to help the cemetery at all.
Supposedly they got
No.
5 new personnel down there working in the office.
Right. And how long is that money going to be able to pay for those salaries and expenses?
Exactly.
Well, the other one too, Tom. The other one that it's popped up again, and I think we kind of let it go, and we haven't really talked about a lot of it. Was that grant, that Sergeant Fox grant, apparently
Right.
that was given to GY 671.
Right.
Is that the grant? Is that what
Yeah,
it calls
never,
the Sergeant
never.
Fox?
Yeah, apparently now it's turned over, and somebody else is managing the grant, or it's under a
Yeah,
different department.
it's under
But what happened?
it's a GovCon.
But what happened to the money?
That's a very good question. You have to check with them. What happened? Why is somebody else doing the grant now?
Right, exactly. What happened to the money? Because one of the things that in my contact in DC, I said we never saw any programs here. I mean, I never saw any programs here.
I
So
never did either.
because when I was doing the
that
research,
was a surprise to me.
when we were doing the research, we were looking at different ways to get some of the grant funding. They're like, oh no, you guys got the Sergeant Fox, and I said,
Yeah,
who
I think it
received
went,
it? And they were
it
like,
went to behavioral health.
Oh,
Guam,
so-
behavioral health
So-
is where that money went to.
So, but the initial grant, where did that initial grant funding go? Like,
Yeah.
how was it utilized and all that good stuff?
But the
That's a very good question.
the big thing, Tom, is the availability of this particular grant as well as many other grants. Kellogg's company,
Yeah, no.
Simlac, all these companies, they give out these grants. So you just got to have a
Anheuser-Busch,
good...
but they're huge
Yes.
veteran sponsors.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so that popped
Right.
up because we're all trying to look for different programs and just trying to kind of peel back the onion on this one because I never saw any programs come out. So it would
I
be
never
interesting to
heard
see
of any.
exactly where these what programs were availed to the veterans because I don't recall seeing anything come out.
Yeah.
So if
Well,
anybody
I
has
think
if anybody has any information
grant,
on that,
when
that would-
you get the money, then you have to be righteous in how you apply the money. And I
Right.
think too many times that is the problem.
Yeah.
They find out 6 months down the road, well, yes, you received the grant, but the way it was handled was not exactly the best way.
Right, and why it was given to you, what was
Right.
it for, and
Right.
if you're not
And
using
it was
for
a
that purpose.
sizable amount,
yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
almost close to $700,000.
$700,000.
So if anybody has any information on that grant, I mean, or anybody has, or maybe even if GY 671 is listening, if they can just let us know where the money, what the money was utilized for, like whether it was convention programs.
Right,
I'd
right,
love to
yeah.
really see where that money was spent.
mental health.
And
Yeah.
my next inquiry
Yes.
is what is the latest on the Veterans Commission?
Oh.
Oh,
good
okay,
one.
that's not exactly what I wanted to hear. Oh,
Well, I went to the last commission meeting.
yes.
That was last Thursday. Or when was that?
It's usually on a Friday, I think.
It was right. Brian Miranda, who's very diligent and knowledgeable about the commission, who I know is listening, will be happy to divulge all the information that I can't remember because it was so rememberable, memorable.
Oh, okay.
So Brian, call him.
Some lieutenant told me the same thing in Vietnam.
And then you
And look
got
where it got me.
ambushed. Then you got ambushed. But yeah,
That's right. You got that right.
it's alive, but we don't know which way it's going to go. I know one gentleman was Dennis from VFW was he was nominated to take over the commission.
Right.
And the elections, they draw it out and say, okay, next month we'll table this and this and this.
Did they have another
Right.
election already?
Well,
There's
no.
an election for new
There
officers?
was nominations, and I put Dennis's name, but they tabled it because of certain political factors. I don't know what.
Yeah, I think it had to do with it was getting close to election, the actual
Yeah, it was
election.
the week
but
before. Yeah, so
Well, I
how
mean, but
everything's-
see, here we go again. I mean,
Right?
So,
Yeah, here
but
we
there,
go
there's still a
again.
term. I mean, we
Right.
still have several months before the end of before the new administration takes over. But we still have things that need to get done.
Right?
Well,
exactly.
This
they're
goes.
abandoning their positions.
And,
you know?
and how many times have they had a meeting?
But this is exactly what we talked about. When we were talking to the senator about when she was proposing the bill, right? We told her that this is exactly what was going to happen, and the powers that be and everybody that was in the round table that were making the decision, they said no, and this is how it was going. Here we go. We're we're back in full circle.
And it's
Yeah.
just like,
Right. Well, not right now. Just so everybody knows, they have another bill out, Bill 255-38.
yeah, that is
Which one is that?
leading to
That is an act to amend Chapter 67, Title 10, relative to modernizing and expanding the Office of Veterans Affairs.
right.
Basically, I read it. I have it. I have all sorts of notations. It's about, let's say, 15 pages.
Yep.
It's basically telling the Department of Veterans Affairs on Guam that you have to give us reports, you have to do A, B's, it's basically management.
Exactly.
It's not so much the commission, ordering them to do it, but
It's
saying
the
when you do things, you have to give us copies.
And
The biggest sink that I have is the local Veterans Affairs webpage. Look at it.
nothing.
Nothing. So, who's checking the checkers? This is a rule and regulation that's been enforced for many, many years, but no one enforces it. Nobody gets a copy of anything. The governor doesn't get a copy. The legislature doesn't get a copy of facts and figures. Nobody gets a copy. So everybody just looks the other way,
And Tom,
and nobody
you're
knows
right
what the hell's
about
going
that.
on.
You're
Right.
so right about that, and we will bring you cookies for those endearing remarks. Oh, that's my
Oh,
man,
Johnny,
Tom.
you're so political lately. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that really rests on Gova totally, because if you look at the entire all the web pages for GovGuam, they're terrible.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
like Stone Age, building blocks type. I mean, you can't the last thing that was put up was like 2 years ago. There's no continuity
Right.
as far as information.
They should just have one website for GovGuam.
Yes.
And everything underneath it.
Right.
Well, they need
But
to
somebody
revamp
needs to keep
GovGuam, period.
Yeah, I agree with John. They have to revamp GovGuam, period.
Yeah.
Oh, check it out.
I mean, look at the island of Guam right now. As you and I are speaking, it here on the first floor, talking about the airport, giving the airport money,
Yeah.
and that's a separate entity in itself.
Yes, it is.
Yet
Yeah.
they want another $17 million because they can't get things done because of tourism. Tourism is down the
Well,
crapper.
you know what gets me is they're supposedly autonomous.
They
They're
are
supposed to
They are.
generate
Yes.
their own money.
Right. No. But they're autonomous, but they're dependent on one thing.
Yeah.
Government of Guam
Right.
for
No.
power
Tourism.
and water.
And when
people.
tourism is in
Yeah.
the crapper,
the
what do you?
people, yeah.
They can't get any money.
Yeah. So should we continue to give GVB more money if they're not bringing in the people? Because the airport has to run, right? The airport has to run.
Speaking of the airport, there's a property that belongs to the airport right there on Tijan, and there's a whole bunch of cars that are parked in there.
Ugly cars. These are the
brand new
souvenirs of
cars.
tomorrow. They're
And
ugly. They're ugly cars.
It belongs to a car dealership, and I'm wondering, are they being charged for rent to park their cars there? And it's been there for a while now.
$1 a car.
But
$1
is that a airport property?
right
Yeah.
next? Yeah.
Is
Well,
it?
supposedly
It's
the
an airport
Calvos.
property.
The Calvos tried to claim something like 200
It's
by
fenced
200.
in. It's fenced in.
And the
It's an
government
airport
chased
property.
them out and said, "No, this is government property."
Oh, it'd be interesting.
Now we got a car lot there of the ugliest cars I've ever seen in my life. They're ugly.
There's hundreds of cars in there.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Oh,
of
okay.
cars
Yeah,
in
no, I
there.
know what you're talking because I drive past it.
Going up
Yes,
to the
yes,
airport.
yes, yeah.
I said, what kind of jive is this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm wondering if they're charging them for rent. I mean, if it's Guam Airport property,
Well, again, kind of going back to if they can, collect funds, revenues wherever they can. I think
Right.
the time is
That's
Yeah.
scraping the bottom of the barrel when you give up the beauty of the place, you
Right.
know?
Johnny, are you saying we have a pari system here on Guam?
Oh, we'll find out right after this smoke break. I mean, this break in...
Brian, just hang in there, Brian.
Hang in
don't
there,
don't
Brian.
give up on us yet. We'll be right with.
back.
We'll be
Okay,
right
if Brian's
back.
on the phone, I'll hang up, and this way he can get into trouble, not me.
Stay online, and he'll answer your questions.
We'll be
All
back
right,
in 5 minutes.
I'll hang up because I don't want to get into trouble.
News, views, and everything Guam cares about. Wave 105.
We're looking beneath our feet today to uncover the surprising, shimmering engineering that built the foundation of America's historic coastal cities. Welcome to the National Day Spotlight for August 5th.
Long before the modern invention of industrial asphalt, the world's favorite shelled delicacy served as the foundational bedrock for early American infrastructure. During the 19th century, booming coastal hubs like Baltimore and New Orleans consumed millions of fresh oysters daily, generating massive mountainous piles of discarded shells. Instead of throwing them away, clever urban engineers crushed the heavy calcified armor into a cheap, durable aggregate to pave their public streets and sidewalks, transforming muddy waterfront alleyways into bright, white, shimmering street grids. The legendary seafood we enjoy on National Oyster Day literally paved America.
This is great. I mean, really.
I can
It's
see the city
lasting
engineers.
forever.
City engineers going, come on, people, eat more oysters.
Right?
We need to pave our roads.
Yeah, but what a great use for those shells.
It's a great thing. It's funny that we still don't do this today.
But, well, and obviously those last a lot longer than what we're doing now.
That's probably true. Every year,
Yeah.
construction season.
Yeah. We are also celebrating National Underwear Day and National Work Like a Dog Day. I'm Alice Anderson.
And I'm Arlo Anderson with National Day Calendar, reminding you to celebrate every day.
If you're looking for world-class website hosting at a fair price, Pair Networks is your best choice. Whether you're a professional web designer or a beginner just getting your site online, Pair Networks has a web hosting plan that's right for you. Log on and learn more at pair.com. That's PAIR.com. Pair Networks, world-class web hosting at a fair price. Visit us at pair.com. Pair Networks.
Registering a domain name on the web? You should know about Pairnic. Pairnic offers .com names at a great price with quality service you expect. Because Pairnic is powered by internet leader Pair Networks. Whether you need a domain name for business or personal use, Pairnic is your best choice. Remember Pairnic when you need a domain name. That's PAIRNIC.com. Pairnic.
Ever dreamed of being on the radio? Now's your chance. Glimpses of Guam is looking for the next generation of on-air personalities to join our family on Wave 105. If you've got personality, creativity, and a passion for entertaining, we want to hear from you. No matter your experience level, this could be your opportunity to be heard across the airwaves. Send your resume and a short demo to jobs@glimpsesofguam.com and start your broadcasting journey today. Join the Glimpses of Guam radio team. Your voice belongs on the air on Wave 105.
At Bank of Hawaii, we want to help make the goals you're saving for possible. Great rates are possible because you'll earn up to 5 times the national average on savings when you make a qualifying deposit of $25,000 from another bank. And flexibility is possible because you can access your savings anytime and still earn one of our highest rates.
Anything's possible.
Open a Bank Ohana savings special today and reach your possible. Rates based on the FDIC's national deposit rates. Terms and conditions apply. Visit boh.com/savings special.
Explore, snap, and share for a chance to win a round-trip ticket to Taiwan. Join the Guam Photo Hunt and visit iconic landmarks and hidden gems island-wide. The more locations you photograph, the more chances you have to win exciting prizes. Learn more and submit to win online at visitguam.com/photo hunt. Terms and conditions apply. Explore, snap, and rediscover Guam. Brought to you by the Guam Visitors Bureau.
Our critically injured veterans and first responders are left behind every day because of inadequate wheelchairs. That's why Wheelchairs for Warriors is on a mission to serve America's heroes across the nation and provide them with custom-fit wheelchairs tailored to fit their needs to ensure they're rejoining their lives at the highest level of independent mobility and function possible. From lightweight daily use chairs or adaptive sports chairs to all-terrain wheelchairs to get these warriors outdoors. Wheelchairs for Warriors serves those who served us. To join their mission, visit their website at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Island Voices, Island Conversations. Wave 105, the talk of Guam.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the show hosts, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff or management of Wave 105.1 FM, Glimpses Media, or our partners. We strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, and we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105.1 FM. Enjoy the show.
Okay, welcome back once again to Pico's #1 vet talk show in the Pacific. Voted #1 on the island, #2 in your heart. Okay, we have Brian Miranda, who's been waiting so patiently. Brian, are you there?
Do we have Brian?
Hey.
There you go. Hi, Brian.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, 2 things. Yeah, that is under contract. The airport's getting money for that.
Oh, is that a private enterprise thing, or is that beneficial for the whole
No, they put out a bid, and Cars Plus got so they're storing their new cars there, and we're making money for the airport, which is a good thing.
It looks like that dumping ground in Anigua for Lujan Records. Those are ugly cars.
Well, the brand new cars. Hey, we're making something off of it.
Awesome.
Johnny.
Yes.
The commission.
Yes. Talk to me.
It wasn't politics. We held nominations because the chairman stepped down. So we held nominations.
So Roy Gamboa is no longer there, right?
Well, he is till next month.
Okay.
Because you must open nominations and hold them open for a month and then have your election. You can't nominate and elect the same day by the rules we run under. So no politics in there.
No politics. Okay, I love that. No politics.
So it's time for a new election already.
Yes. I mean...
No.
Next month.
He stepped down. We had to have elections.
I see.
Yeah.
Get it straight.
But what should have happened, but I didn't want to confuse everybody, was just let's do all the elections now, and then they're good for 3 years.
Right.
But here, we're maybe we'll make some progress. We're getting a little better with the commission, but they just need to follow the bylaws that are there, that are approved, and quit playing stupid games.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't like that.
Talk about stupid games.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Our barbecue.
Oh, the picnic.
Sunday.
Yes, that was a fabulous barbecue.
It was great. You know, the weather was good. We had people, but, 6 years prior, we never seen the park police.
Yes.
This time, they're parked there, go, these cars. Here, they're all handicapped. There's only going to be no more than 10. Okay, give us the license plate number. We ran around and did that. Then they came back and said, we got a director, call from the acting director, Robert Lozamo, that we are to cite your cars.
Politicians.
What?
Politics.
What does Robert Lozamo have against combat veterans, disabled veterans?
And all the cars that were parked there were disabled, handicapped.
Right.
Handicapped parking.
Handicap. Yeah.
I mean, Kelly showed up. He just had surgery. He came to help. He's parked there. Oh, wait a minute. They never said anything to the people in pavilions that didn't have permit. Oh, well, we let them stay until the people... Wait a minute. The sign says by permit. You're going to force us and give us citations for parking when we're helping the community. That's wrong.
And you know why that is? The bureaucracy. They're scared of the vets. They want to keep them disassembled, disembobulated, and confused because they are scared of the vets.
And it was a good thing I was being nice that day and I was wearing my VFW shirt. Otherwise, they'd have got more than what they got.
But the other thing too is it was a nice turnout, perfect weather, absolute
Perfect
great
weather.
food, gourmet.
We didn't have as many as previous years, but that's okay. Between the confusion, the storm, it got done.
Let me finish.
We
Excuse
kept
me.
our commitment and we did it.
I'm going to cut you
Thanks
off.
to all the sponsors.
This is not your show, Brian.
And everything.
Listen, the thing of it was the nonprofit local veterans associations that were all invited personally. Very little showed up.
But
VVA was there.
This year, a lot of them contributed.
Yes, a lot contributed. And that thing didn't happen from last weekend. I was part of that. Every week since time began, a year, we had one a celebration. Then the next day, we're gearing up for the next one. I'm getting too old for this, Brian.
Yes, we start in January planning, but you have to. If all these organizations or groups and stuff that want to try to put something together in a month, you're beating your head against the wall.
Two things. Thank you, Joe St. Augustine, for the director of GOVA, for your beautiful donations of 2 roasted pigs. And let me tell you something, they did not go to waste. Jenna and Sue from VFW, they made sure they cleaned it down to the last bone.
Yeah, no kidding.
And they distribute it to the different organizations.
We had the right amount of food because there wasn't a whole lot left over.
Right.
People were patient, waited till we said, "Hey, come get it, take it, let's go home."
That's right.
And we were out of there by 2:30.
Exactly.
It was a nice gathering. I think everything turned out.
But I think
we have way too much beer left over.
Oh boy, did we have some beer. I never seen so many assorted beers. There's all kinds, and it's great.
Even the soda. They had
soda
quite a bit
and
of
water,
soda.
yeah.
But a good turnout. I'll tell you what. This time I was, and I guess Robert Lozama wants us to just quit doing our 4th of July celebration. I guess because if that's the hassle I'm going to get, I'm not going to do this. I am not going to do this.
That's a shame on his ingenuity. It shows that he hasn't got much upstairs between the ears, especially when you want to go up against the vets.
And this is not over. I want to know what he has against disabled veterans.
Yes, we'll find out, I'm sure, because just like that gentleman made the mistake at that one political gathering, he made the mistake and said the wrong thing. Well, somebody has to answer for this. Okay, Brian, we got another caller on the line named Tom Atta who wants to say a few words. So thank you for you want to listen in?
I'm going to listen because I may call back.
Okay.
Okay, let me go.
All right, thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
We got Tom online?
Tom, and do we have you online?
Yes, I'm still on.
Oh, good morning, Tom.
Thank you for your patience,
Morning, Tom.
and thank you for holding on.
Oh,
What
not
you
a
got
problem.
for us?
I just got several things I wanted to contribute to.
Okay.
First of all, at the last meeting, the chairman did resign 2 nominations were made. Vince
Santiago.
Was it Santiago?
Vince Santiago. I'm sorry. Senior moment. Vince Santiago was nominated
And Dennis.
for the position to be elected, and the other one was Dennis Pauly.
Yes.
Also, so we've got 2 people that will be running for the chairman position. The second thing that I have is earlier, Tom Devlin mentioned that he's looking forward in September for the Veteran Cemetery grant. The cemetery grant that's going to be applied for now is going to have to wait for the FY27 grant cycle.
Wow.
But what's currently happening now is finally the contract for the architectural and engineering service to provide a design and cost estimate for construction for the cemetery, that got a notice to proceed on July 20th. So that work is in progress. Now, what's interesting, though, and something that really needs to be watched closely, is that the contract gives the architect, the consulting firm, 120 days to complete this work, to provide the design, to provide the specifications for construction. And so he has 120 days to do that. And what he does, the contract requires the consultant to make a submittal at the 30%, at the 60%, and at the 70%, 90% completion. But that 120-day clock stops every time the consultant, like let's say when he submits his 30% design, the clock stops so that the government can then review the design. And then whenever the government is finished reviewing the submittal and returns it, then that's when the clock starts up again. So the concern that I have with that, of course, is that, the government may take forever to review the submittal.
Mm-hmm.
And that contract is gonna languish, right?
And
so
it's
that's got to be watched
It's not
closely.
guaranteed. That contract is not guaranteed because it still has to become final in being in favor of the island of Guam, of the cemetery. So it's not. There's nothing in granite yet.
Correct. But the important thing is that it's kind of a little bit deceiving that the contractor has 120 days to complete the work.
Yeah.
That's when the work is back in his hands. But in the interim, the clock stops when he submits his percentage, the partial design for government review. So that's one thing that needs to be kept in mind.
Well, it's like they're making new rules for the Super Bowl. They're making new rules for the Super Bowl. You got to complete this in this interim. You got to complete this and that, and it's all got to be reported, I's dotted and T's crossed. I'm going through the same thing as we speak with another different project. Trust me, I'm understanding what you're saying, and this is just at the local level.
And I think that. And I think that this is where it's important that the commission really steps up to the plate and creates a committee to work alongside GOBA.
Exactly, and that should be forefront. You want to build something, expand something, make it look nice. This business about we got to have the plans made out and all approved and everything. You can get to third grade at Carbolito elementary school to draw up nice plants with plants and bushes and pedestals and stuff. It's not that hard, but these people.
But there's a lot of going back and forth.
Yeah.
On everything that's being done. So before it can get approved, it has to be approved by somebody else, and then it goes back to the table. Then
Does
it
that
has to
sound
go
like
back.
anything we're working on?
Right, Tom? Isn't that what is
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah, so GOVA has to take a look at it, local, and then also the National Cemetery Administration needs to look at it. So that period for government review. I just hope it doesn't get stuck in the mud.
Well, the one thing never mentioned is what do the local vets want to see? What is their perception? What is their diagram in their head on how they want to be buried, or how they want to have this is an everlasting thing. This is forever and ever, not just some weekend project, The local veterans and their organizations, they got to get together and say, hey, GOVA, Commission, this is what we'd like to see. If we can interject and put in our opinion and give you a little view on what we'd like, this is what we want to see. Participation.
Agreed.
Thanks, Tom.
No. The third item I wanted to chime in on was the fact that at your last show, you had Senator Terlahi and Senator Sabina Perez on, and I had called in about the bill that really needs to be introduced, which updates the definition of what a spouse is.
Right.
And updates other provisions in the current law. That, and also the need to introduce the resolution asking the federal government to turn over 15 acres of land that's adjacent to the veteran cemetery.
Right.
So that same afternoon, Senator Terlahi introduced the bill and the resolution. But I've been looking at the legislature's website.
And
I haven't seen a
hasn't
referral
moved.
yet, nor have I seen the scheduling of a public hearing.
That's what the bureaucracy's all about. Hurry up and wait. And
We were hoping to
just
get
keep-
them back on the show today, but they had a session going on, so they couldn't break away. But yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to ask as well.
But it was good
Yeah.
for them. They came on the show Wednesday and they won the primary on Saturday.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
So that's the status of the bill and the resolution. And the last item I have is that going into the general, we still have 4 Democrats who are veterans.
Right.
One is a spouse of a veteran, and 3 Republicans who are veterans. So we have 7 candidates who are veterans going into the general election.
Awesome.
Have you listened to any of their platforms?
Pretty much. I've tried to attend as many. And I think we can be well represented by those veterans should they get elected.
Well, did any of them stand out amongst the others in regards to helping the veterans, doing what they can for the veterans?
Oh, yeah. There's one in particular, Anthony Tyron.
Who?
Anthony Tyron.
Oh, he was at the picnic Sunday, wasn't he?
Probably was, yeah. And he was the co-funder of HMI.
Yes.
And where were you Sunday, Tom, at us?
I was at church.
All day long?
Yes.
Well, the Mass and then the Rosary and then the...
Senator, one quick question before you go. I did bring up the subject of the Sergeant Fox grant that was given to one of our nonprofits, GY671. Was that ever tabled with the commission at all?
Not at all.
because I'm just trying to get more details on as far as what happened to. I understand who's quasi handling the grant now, but whatever happened to the funds that was, given to Guam for the grant?
You mean
I don't know. I mean, I've never. I don't think a report was ever.
No.
At least not to the commission. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to figure out because with all my contacts in D.C., we're just trying to figure out what happened to this grant.
Contacts in D.C.
Are they?
Well, because I've been trying to see where we can get more grant funding for the different for the different nonprofits that we can apply for. Similar to what you were saying about Kellogg's and Amheiser and this one popped up and they were like, "Hey, you guys have a grant," and I said, "Oh, okay." And then I realized that we did get that grant, but I never realized
who it went to, what it was
or what it was used for. I don't know. Never heard anything about it.
And that was the funny thing about it because they didn't share the fact that there are grants available. We happen to have a grant writer that we can avail you. And you can apply for grants under this
But
and this.
is there something in the law that says they have to put out a report on what they're using the money for?
Well, I mean, I would imagine if it's for veterans, I would imagine that would have been tabled with the commission.
Well, to the point of, remember now, there's three. There's federal, local, and then private. And some privates want to keep their entity private.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just wondering if this is something that needs to be done, and maybe they don't think they need it to share what they're using the money for.
If it's private, yeah, but I mean, it's still if it's federal funds, I think we should all know where the money's going.
That's not.
It's coming down from. Oh, well, no. Well, it is. It
private.
Is. No, it is federal because it comes from the VA.
Okay.
It's a Sergeant Fox through the VA program.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
and this particular nonprofit organization wasn't willing to share the idea that it could be made available to Purple Heart, VVA, Air Force retirees for any programs or projects you want to
I don't know how it was.
Well, that shows the whole organizational chart of the commission, how broken it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking.
They should have been asking on me because that was a lot of money. The commission should have been like
700,000 Ditas. That's a lot of dinero. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's so exhilarating to understand.
But
Guam is small.
If there's any way that is there and you might have mentioned it, but is the commission meeting again anytime soon?
Oh, I don't know.
Not for the interim, for another month because they had to table the nominations and the election and this and this. In other words, I don't know who's stepping up to the plate. Who's stepping up to the plate to lead?
Actually, the commission is scheduled at this last meeting. They did say that the next meeting will be. Oh, damn!
What? You lost it?
No. I thought I thought that they said there was a meeting. Yeah, I thought they had scheduled something for the
August?
end of the month.
For the end of the month? I don't recall because they were so disillusioned with themselves and disappointed at the fact that we're losing all the leaders of the commission. There was that one gentleman who is very esteemed, and he's very distinguished in getting things done. I don't know if you know him, former Senator Tom Atta. Very distinguished. But he took over a campaign position, so he had to vacate
I don't think that was his reason for leaving the commission.
Yes, he's the campaign manager for Tony Tyron. What is that? What is all the secrecy? There's no secrecy.
There's no secret, right, Tom?
No, there's none. In fact, I offered to help manage his campaign.
Yes.
And so, I thought I'll share some of the experience that I've had running in 9 elections.
Exactly, Tom, and I appraise you for that.
And you were the best person to do that for him.
Yes, and he needs the guidance and the sensible reasoning that goes with becoming a senator.
And look at where he's at. He made it to the general, so now we just need to make
Tom
sure
did a
he
good job.
makes it.
Yes. But he didn't show up at the picnic. No, he wasn't there at the picnic. I was.
But they did have a representative from HMI come to the picnic. So
Yes, they did. They did. Okay, Tom. Well, anything else?
Okay.
We got to take a break here, but we're going to invite you to get back again.
Or you can come on the show whenever you can, Tom.
Come on
Sure,
on the
sure.
show.
Okay.
I want to see you live.
Let us know when you can come on. We'd love to have you on.
Yes.
Of course. All right. I'll keep in touch.
Okay. And this is the Guam Vet Talk Show taking an early 5. We'll be back shortly hereafter.
AP News, I'm Mike Hempin. AP correspondent Ed Donahue reports on an investigation into a salmonella outbreak.
Chipotle Mexican Grill says it is removing jalapenos from some of its restaurants. Jalapenos could potentially be tied to a salmonella outbreak. The Minnesota Department of Health confirmed an outbreak there is tied to several Mexican-style quick-service restaurants, and jalapenos are the suspected source. Officials identified 110 cases in Minnesota, with Chipotle involved in most. Chipotle says it pulled the jalapenos out of an abundance of caution and replaced them with products from a different grower in all locations where a previous common lot had been distributed. Symptoms of salmonella poisoning include diarrhea, fever, severe vomiting, dehydration, and stomach cramps. Most people who get sick recover within a week, but infections can be more severe in young children, older adults, and people with weakened immune systems. I'm Ed Donahue.
Authorities say they have arrested a man who was walking the grounds and appeared to be monitoring security planning at President Trump's California golf course 2 days ahead of the president's visit. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department says the man was taking photos and video and had a 16-round magazine with ammunition in his pocket. Longtime incumbent U.S. Representative Don Beyer, a Democrat seeking his 7th term in Congress, has defeated 4 challengers to win his party's nomination in Northern Virginia's 8th District. Tom Perriello wins the Democratic nomination for the U.S. House in Virginia's 5th Congressional District. The AP's Lisa Dwyer has the latest jobs numbers.
The Labor Department says that employers posted 7.36 million vacancies in June, down from 7.5 million in May, but still in line with expectations.
This is AP News. A big day on Wall Street, as we hear from AP correspondent Seth Sutel.
I'm Seth Sutel, and this is the AP Markets Report. Stocks rallied to records on Wall Street as companies kept piling up profits and as oil prices fell. The S&P 500 jumped 1.8% Tuesday. The index beat the all-time high it set in early June. The Dow added 907 points, that's about 1.7%. The Dow had set its own record the day before. The Nasdaq Composite jumped 2.6%. Palantir Technologies and Caterpillar helped lead the way after becoming the latest companies to deliver surprisingly strong profits for the spring. Palantir soared 29.5%. Caterpillar rose 5.6%. Brent crude fell below $80 a barrel. Treasury yields eased in the bond market. The yield on the 10-year Treasury fell to 4.62%. Seth Sutel, New York.
More news available at apnews.com. I'm Mike Hempin, AP News. AP News, I'm Mike Hempin. The House Ethics Committee has started an investigation of domestic abuse allegations against Ohio Republican Max Miller.
That came after Miller said he asked for his own probe of allegations by ex-wife Emily Moreno, the daughter of Ohio GOP Senator Bernie Moreno. Miller is up for re-election, and Republicans trying to keep a slim majority worry the allegations could cost them a seat. Miller is a former Trump White House advisor with reporters yesterday.
I always thought he was a very good person, and I'm going to let the families figure that out.
A source says the president told Miller his candidacy does not look good. Miller says he has nothing to hide and wants to clear his name. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Iran and the Gulf state of Oman have made progress toward a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent spoke about it on CNBC.
I think there is a chance we may have a deal today or tomorrow to open the strait and move towards a more normalized position in this conflict.
2 regional officials told the Associated Press that under the emerging agreement, ships would enter the Persian Gulf through an Iranian-controlled route and exit through a route controlled by Oman. Federal officials say a man from El Salvador has died at a New Jersey immigration jail. The jail has been targeted for months by protesters over living conditions for people detained there. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement say the man had been held at Delaney Hall in Newark after being arrested in June. A record day on Wall Street as companies kept piling up profits and oil prices eased. The S&P 500 and the Dow set record highs. The Nasdaq jumped 2.6%. This is AP News. McDonald's had a strong second quarter.
McDonald's posted a strong profit in its second quarter and named a new chief of U.S. operations, Sky Anderson. With sales at home under pressure as many Americans are growing more cautious about spending, McDonald's says same-store sales or sales at locations open at least a year edged up 0.8% in the U.S. That's still a sharp slowdown from the 2.5% increase a year ago when the company had a big win with a meal tied to a Minecraft movie. Global same-store sales rose 1.3%. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
SpaceX reported it lost more than $500 million in its first quarterly report as a public company, but the loss was less than expected and revenues soared. The company run by Elon Musk reported $541 million in losses, that's 9 cents a share, in the 3 months through June. More news at apnews.com. I'm Mike Hempen,
KGUM FM, Dedido. Powered by Glimpses Media.
We're looking beneath our feet today to uncover the surprising, shimmering engineering that built the foundation of America's historic coastal cities. Welcome to the National Day Spotlight for August 5th.
Long before the modern invention of industrial asphalt, the world's favorite shelled delicacy served as the foundational bedrock for early American infrastructure. During the 19th century, booming coastal hubs like Baltimore and New Orleans consumed millions of fresh oysters daily, generating massive mountainous piles of discarded shells. Instead of throwing them away, clever urban engineers crushed the heavy calcified armor into a cheap, durable aggregate to pave their public streets and sidewalks, transforming muddy waterfront alleyways into bright, white, shimmering street grids. The legendary seafood we enjoy on National Oyster Day literally paved America.
This is great. I mean, really.
I can see the city
forever.
engineers going, come on, people, eat more oysters.
Right?
We need to pave our roads.
Yeah, but what a great use for those shells.
It's a great thing. It's funny that we still don't do this today.
But, and obviously those last a lot longer than what we're doing now.
That's probably true. Every year, construction season.
Yeah. We are also celebrating National Underwear Day and National Work Like a Dog Day. I'm Alice Anderson.
And I'm Arlo Anderson with National Day Calendar, reminding you to celebrate every day.
If you're looking for world-class website hosting at a fair price, Pair Networks is your best choice. Whether you're a professional web designer or a beginner just getting your site online, Pair Networks has a web hosting plan that's right for you. Log on and learn more at pair.com. That's PAIR.com. Pair Networks, world-class web hosting at a fair price. Visit us at pair.com. Pair Networks.
Registering a domain name on the web? You should know about Pairnick. Pairnick offers .com names at a great price with quality service you expect. Because Pairnick is powered by internet leader Pair Networks. Whether you need a domain name for business or personal use, Pairnick is your best choice. Remember Pairnick when you need a domain name. That's PAIRNIC.com. Pairnick.
From Gigo to Molesso, if Guam's talking about it, you'll hear it on Wave 105.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the show hosts, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff or management of Wave 105.1 FM, Glimpses Media, or our partners. We strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, and we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105.1 FM. Enjoy the show.
All right, Guam, KGUM FM, Wave 105.1, the talk of Guam. It's 11:08 on this Wednesday, August 5th, 2026. Right now it's Vet Talk with Mr. Johnny Atulai, Miss Bobby Taitano, and Mr. Charlie Ramosa. This is Vet Talk, where you catch us every Wednesday between 10 to 12, where we discuss challenges, programs, and all things veterans. We are streaming online at thewave105.com, on YouTube Wave 105.1, FM Guam, and the Glimpses radio app. Call us on our studio line 671-922-1051-1052. We'd love for you to join in the conversation. Right now, this is Vet Talk with Mr. Johnny Atulai.
Okay, welcome back once again to Pico's best vet talk show in the Pacific. Brought to you by The Wave 105. And I want to do a special shout out to our special listener, Miss Alex Palomo. Alex, are you listening, baby? Because this is a show that you say you especially like. Okay, and thanks to Brian and to former Senator Tom Atta. Thank you for your comments, and hopefully we'll get some new voices in on this program. This show is about you, so you have any concerns or thoughts on the matter or anything happening to you in regards to being a vet, give us a call. Oh, here we got a call coming. Who's that from?
That's your phone.
No, that's your phone.
Oh, Nick Francisco. Let's see if we get Nick Francisco on the line here.
Live.
Just tell him welcome to the Guam Vet Talk.
Welcome to the Guam Vet Talk Show. Nick Francisco, you're on the air.
Today's Wednesday?
Today is Wednesday. You got that.
Oh my God, Johnny, I'm sorry that I bother you.
Why? You're the commander of Military Order Purple Heart. You must have some good news for us. What do you got, Nick?
Well, I hope you make an announcement that Friday's Purple Heart Day.
Friday is Purple Heart Day.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
August 7th.
All day, everybody will be celebrating that for all their friends with the Purple Heart.
I love the way he reminds me of the old Chamorros that used to sing songs.
Yeah, we have you on the radio, Nick.
Oh my God.
And Nick actually stopped by a couple of weeks ago.
Is that right?
Beans, yeah.
Yeah, Beans
Nick,
and
I hope you're not under the weather because we missed you Sunday. Joe Yatar was down at the picnic.
I know I was kind of under the weather.
Uh-huh.
That I was looking forward to be there, but hey, why go there if you're not feeling good?
Really. At your age, you're getting up there, Nick. You got to watch your health.
You know, I look forward for that. It's 4th of July, but nothing we can do.
Yes.
And they reschedule. But
everything is rescheduled.
I don't want to bother you there. I'll get back to you.
Okay, so this Friday's Purple Heart Day.
Don't forget Friday.
Yes,
right.
We got you.
So is Purple Heart going to be doing a celebration or anything like that?
We're having a Purple Heart luncheon.
Oh, a luncheon.
Purple Heart members
where at?
And spouse.
And spouse.
Purple
okay.
Heart members and spouse, yeah.
And this is going to be where?
VIP.
VIP,
that's
yeah.
a good one.
That's a good one. I love that place. They got the best sweet and sour chicken or whatever it is. Yeah, all you can eat. Okay, Nick. Well, thanks for calling in and keeping us abreast of what's going on.
Thank you, Johnny.
All right.
Thank you, Johnny.
We'll see you on Friday, Nick.
Okay. Bye-bye. That was Nick Francisco, commander of the...
Military Order of the Purple Heart.
I could say that. You know, I brought her on as a special guest, and now she owns the show. My gosh, these lady veterans' wives, boy, they're...
Hey, before we continue, I have an announcement to make.
Okay.
Terry Guevara Smith is back on island, and she is actually interviewing veterans. It's a Veterans History Project, and it's to share your military experience to help preserve our nation's history for future generations. So she's doing interviews with veterans on their on their experience as a veteran. And she's here from August 4th to the 27th. And her days for interviewing is 9:30, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's August 4th to the 27th. Then she has a different schedule. I guess she does an interview like every 30 minutes on those days, because she's got one at 9 o'clock, one at 11, one at 1, and one at 3. And the available locations is the American Legion in Tamuning. The central location would be Gova office in Hagåtña.
Mm-hmm.
And then the southern location is the mayor's office in Inalahan.
Okay.
So in order for her to do all these different interviews, the veterans actually have to call and make the appointment with her. And you can text her on WhatsApp at area code 301-675-8518, and that's Terry Guevara Smith. Or you can email her at, let's see, do I have the email address? Yeah, her email is F as in Frank, UUNAMAGAS at AOL.com. Again, that's F as in Frank, U as in uniform, U as in uniform, and November, Alpha, Mike, Alpha, Gova, Alpha Sierra at AOL.com.
And she's doing all of this work and efforts for representing her husband, who is a retired, I believe, Marine, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure, but again, her WhatsApp number is 301-675-8518. So if you're a veteran and you're listening and you want to participate in doing this interview, please send her a message so she can put you in on her schedule.
Is this just for Vietnam, or is
No,
this
it's for any veteran.
Oh, Iraq,
Yeah.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, it's for any veteran.
Okay, so that's going to be noted and put in the archives in Washington, D.C.
Right. So all her interviews are in-person interviews while she's here on Guam.
Okay. And to that, we thank you, Terry, for your efforts in bringing the legendary Guamanian warriors to be noticed and be recognized in the state capital of Washington, D.C. Thank you. Yes?
Well, just wanted to say thank you as well to you and Bobby. Always bringing me food. Now my hands smell like cheese.
Here, try some of these, man. These are good. Bobby stopped in to get cigarettes.
But the peaches, right? The peaches are amazing.
Right?
Yeah, they're great. Thank you
Peaches are good
so
and
much.
everything.
Thanks to Brian Miranda that we got those peaches.
But circling back a little bit more, the other race that we haven't, is getting it's going to get a lot of attention is the congressional race.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's where we need to keep our eye on as well, with Congressman Moylan, making it through to the general, and now, facing off Alicia.
What kind of a job do you think he's done representing Guam?
I think you got to look at it across the board. I mean, you got to look at when you do the metrics behind, what grades we can give is, the impact.
Good, bad, what?
Well, the thing is, the way that I'm measuring right now, and the way that I've measured it here, this is just my personal take, is is the impact of anything that has been pushed down on my life, or the impact that it could potentially have that we're trying to push forward. So, in light of that, I think that from a veteran perspective, I think Congressman Moylan's been very attentive to our needs, and I think that any subject matter when it comes to veteran affairs, I think he's been on it. I think he's been able to really push and push the agenda on, whether it's reality and not reality. But that's where we need to ensure that we get more information, because we're at a point where we should be able to get more information, for example, on the potential of getting a VA office here. So now, is it lip service? Because in the beginning, it looked like it had a lot of traction.
Right.
So we have to, for all intents and purposes.
But this is all on the Veterans Administration,
Correct.
not Jim. Jim.
No, but he is our
no
representative.
call.
No, but he is our representative.
But he doesn't do enough, I don't think.
No,
Just like this thing about the radiation. He let that slip through his fingers. What is that, man? That's a lot of geetas for us out here in the directly affected areas of Micronesia. Not the people in Utah and San Diego and New York City. They were nowhere near what we were.
Right. No, but and again, so that is what we have to look at. So when you're asking me how am I grading, these are the things that I'm looking at, and I need to ensure that we get more information, because if it was lip service, right, just to make sure that he calms the veteran community down. Or show us where the legs are. I mean, does it have legs?
We need, as veterans, and the community of the island, in effect, to be effective, start rattling some cages.
No, absolutely. But I think
not just
Jim's,
but who's the other representative over in Washington D.C. that's getting paid big bucks for this?
No, I mean the regional representatives. Just think about the regional representatives that we have here, right? But going back to your question. I think that right now is the perfect time to get information from the congressman, because it's election period.
Right.
Yes,
and we've heard it, right? So he's put it out there. It's on the radar. Now he's got to show us exactly does the things that matter to me, which the VA office to me is one of the very important things. The downwinders is another aspect, another important for right. So. Those things, putting everything into perspective, where are the legs? What's happening? And so that is where the crucial moment's going to come to, because if there is nothing going on, and if it was just lip service and just kind of pushing it out there just to kind of keep everybody at bay, then, we have to make the right decision when it comes to voting.
Well, I think he should.
I agree.
I think he should be a little more active and glowing in his seat as a Congress. I know he's a non-voting delegate. But if our island goes to that much expense to put him in office, set him up over there, and give him a salary for him to just sit back and say no, or I give up, or I don't know.
Yeah,
no,
but as a
not
non-voting
right.
delegate, he needs to work harder to try and get
Charlie
what
be a
needs
non-voting,
to be
but he'd go over there and he'd raise some feathers.
That's
you
it.
Would
you need
I know
to
Charlie.
raise your voice, and so that you can be heard on
Right.
what it is that you're asking for our island.
And so now this is where we come to. So now we have Congressman Moylan and former AG
Selena?
No, not
No,
Selena.
no.
Alicia.
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 Oh, Alicia Olympiaco, yes.
Correct. So
that's
so now we have two candidates for vying for the position, and I think that we need to ensure, because Alicia would be sort of a freshman going in,
right?
And is she going to rattle the cages? Is she going to be able to push the agenda that we're looking for from a veteran perspective?
You know who I'm disappointed in not hearing or seeing? Ginger Cruz. I thought she would jump. I thought she was going to get into this fracas, because she's very notable. She's very notable.
I the way that I kind of still see her in the mainstream is through social media, on LinkedIn, which is more of the business side of the social media, and she's been very active. She's been very active on different issues relating to Guam, economic development.
She's got some contacts, that's for
sure.
sure.
She definitely has some very, very deep contacts. So it'll be interesting to see, right? I mean, kind of when this whole thing shakes out.
I'm surprised she didn't put her hat in the ring, or to
Or
run
ring
for
in the hat.
or ring in the hat or whatever, to run for Congress again. But,
and you know what? I think there's a lot of things that are thrown at you that you're going to have to balance, because I think that what she's dealing with right now might be a little slightly more for the current time, slightly more important to kind of get accomplished when it comes to
that's
economic
understandable.
development. Guam, and making sure that we're connecting with folks around the world.
That's probably what she's doing right now.
For sure.
Making sure she's got everything in line before she puts her hat back. I mean, her ring or whatever it is.
So I know
in the hat again.
In last election period, we had the veteran forum between Ginger and Congressman Moylan. So I wonder if we're going to do that again for Alicia and Congressman Moylan this year, because I thought it was very I thought it was, just seeing both sides, and we
Yeah.
had a lot of veterans,
And I
standing
think they
crowd
should.
outside.
I think they should.
And I saw the ambition in her eyes, and I saw the continuity that Jimmy was displaying. The fact that give me another chance.
Right.
Let me finish
Right.
what I can do, and that's look at Mr. Tony Wampet. He was a representative for 28 years or something, and what he did, he became a notable model of how Islanders are. What we're all about. He brought to light a lot of the culture, philosophies, things that directly affect the Islanders.
So that's a very important. I think that's a very important race for us.
Yes,
as
the
veterans,
Congress.
Yes.
when it comes down to voting, because this is technically our voice.
Yes.
In D.C. right
Who
now.
was
So
the one who did the forum for veterans? Was it GOVA or was it the commission?
I thought it was the task force.
The task force?
I thought it was the task force.
Was the task force.
Oh, then I think the task
because
force
it was
needs to do that again.
Because Bob Kelly was involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Tony was involved.
Yep.
So
I sat on the side and watched. And this somebody's going to get shot.
No, because
it was heated.
No?
It was good.
Well, I mean, they both sides came in strong.
Yeah.
Wearing their colors. The Crips
Yeah.
and the Bloods.
Yeah.
And that's what we need.
Yeah.
What impressioned me when I was a young man was when they were having the United Nations big seminar, and Nikita Khrushchev. Remember him? You ever
Yes.
heard of him?
Oh yes.
He said, listen, listen, listen. Nobody's listening. So he took off his shoe and started banging it on the table. Listen. And everybody went, okay, we're listening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the kind of attention we need.
Yeah. So we need
And
a forum.
let's
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Let's. We have Joe on the line now.
Joe Malik, are you there?
Aye,
Oh,
day. Half a day, Joe.
I don't apologize because you know what? I want to ask you one question. Guapo Bifaisno, Monazanoni Cemetery?
Oh, you got to. Chilim Tiaco used to work at the district court of Guam.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she used to be
Yeah,
a U.S. attorney.
I don't know whether she holds a job appointed by the president.
I don't remember.
So does she hold the district judge?
Yeah.
Guam is supposed to be appointed by the U.S. president.
Yes,
The
that is
new
correct.
judge, I think she's from Virgin Island, appointed by President Trump.
And your point is?
My point is,
Munginai Cemetery, Hagulatman. But no, it's something that we can work on. And you should come to the Veterans Commission, the next meeting, whenever they decide to have it, and stand up and say, listen, we people from the South wish and desire a place to bring our homeboys home to. Is that so hard?
Man, John, let me remind those people that probably don't know or forget about this. 77 bomb boys were killed over in Vietnam. 7 from Minaran. I still remember the name of them.
Okay. And
So I'm pushing to have the Southern Cemetery. But let me give you guys an example. For example, the Guam Memorial Hospital is down here in Naran, and you're staying up in Lady, and you request for an ambulance. You know how long that ambulance, if it's busy picking up another patient, you know how long you have to wait? Probably 15, 20 minutes.
30 minutes, Joe. I used to ride the ambulance. I was an ambulance attendant on Guam, fireman. 30 minutes. That's a long time, Joe.
It is. What if a typhoon has been announced? I have an appointment to go up to Siba.
Okay. Make
So
sure
I have
you do.
secured travel time to get to Siba at 10:30 a.m. and they just announced a typhoon, and all drivers and passengers in the highway has to stay home and wait out the typhoon. Don, this is the problem. And I'll tell you this, as long as hurricane is not occurring over the Atlantic Ocean, the typhoon will switch over to the Pacific Ocean. And tell me if I'm wrong, this year, that we'll guarantee we'll have another typhoon unless the hurricane is very active over the Atlantic Ocean. Then we'll be safe for another year, 2 years.
Samuel Joe, I didn't know you're an oceanographer. See?
But it's also,
my experience.
Joe, it's also what the year of El Nino.
El Nino.
And this is where the season started early.
Yes.
And we're definitely we have to keep an eye because we right now is sort of like where we should be going into the season, the typhoon season.
Yeah, the typhoon season.
Yeah. Well, as crazy as this
it's
El
already
Nino,
starting to show its head
in
again.
April.
Yeah.
As crazy as this El Nino is, I don't want to see or ever meet Miss La Nina.
Maybe she's a little bit more calm.
You remind me of the Vietnam refugee massacre.
So, Afatalu Joe, we got to go because of station identification.
Let's start next week.
Okay.
Wednesday, I'll call you guys.
Thank
All
you
right,
for
brother.
calling, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay.
And this is a Vet Talk Show. We're going to take 5 for station identification. Back in
From
5.
Jigo to Molesso, if Guam's talking about it, you'll hear it on Wave 105.
We're looking beneath our feet today to uncover the surprising, shimmering engineering that built the foundation of America's historic coastal cities. Welcome to the National Day Spotlight for August 5th.
Long before the modern invention of industrial asphalt, the world's favorite shelled delicacy served as the foundational bedrock for early American infrastructure. During the 19th century, booming coastal hubs like Baltimore and New Orleans consumed millions of fresh oysters daily, generating massive mountainous piles of discarded shells. Instead of throwing them away, clever urban engineers crushed the heavy calcified armor into a cheap, durable aggregate to pave their public streets and sidewalks, transforming muddy waterfront alleyways into bright, white, shimmering street grids. The legendary seafood we enjoy on National Oyster Day literally paved America.
This is great. I mean, really.
I can
It's
see the
lasting
city engineers
forever.
going, come on, people, eat more oysters.
Right?
We need to pave our roads.
Yeah, but what a great use for those shells.
It's a great thing. It's funny that we still don't do this today.
But, and obviously those last a lot longer than what we're doing now.
That's probably true. Every year, construction season.
Yeah. We are also celebrating National Underwear Day and National Work Like a Dog Day. I'm Alice Anderson.
And I'm Arlo Anderson with National Day Calendar, reminding you to celebrate every day.
If you're looking for world-class website hosting at a fair price, Pair Networks is your best choice. Whether you're a professional web designer or a beginner just getting your site online, Pair Networks has a web hosting plan that's right for you. Log on and learn more at pair.com. That's PAIR.com. Pair Networks, world-class web hosting at a fair price. Visit us at pair.com. Pair Networks.
Registering a domain name on the web? You should know about Pairnick. Pairnick offers .com names at a great price with quality service you expect. Because Pairnick is powered by internet leader Pair Networks. Whether you need a domain name for business or personal use, Pairnick is your best choice. Remember Pairnick when you need a domain name. That's PAIRNIC.com. Pairnick.
With decades experience in Guam and the region, Take Care members have access to the largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs. Membership also includes the high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers and the one-stop FHB Health Center and Urgent Care. Ask for Take Care. Call 671-647-3526. Go to takecareasia.com for more information. Take Care. Our island, your health plan.
As Guam recovers from Super Typhoon Bavi, GTA is here to help you stay connected and keep you moving. For a limited time, get $400 off any new premium smartphone with eligible plans. Or bring your own phone to GTA and receive up to $300 in account credits. To support your recovery, you'll also receive a free $100 76 fuel gas card. Terms and conditions apply. Visit any GTA retail store today. GTA, we start with you.
Our critically injured veterans and first responders are left behind every day because of inadequate wheelchairs. That's why Wheelchairs for Warriors is on a mission to serve America's heroes across the nation and provide them with custom-fit wheelchairs tailored to fit their needs to ensure they're rejoining their lives at the highest level of independent mobility and function possible. From lightweight daily use chairs or adaptive sports chairs to all-terrain wheelchairs to get these warriors outdoors. Wheelchairs for Warriors serves those who served us. To join their mission, visit their website at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
AP News, I'm Mike Hempen. The Senate Judiciary Committee voted 12-10 along party lines Tuesday in support of the nomination of Todd Blanche as Attorney General. The vote followed a deal struck Sunday between Blanche and Republican Senators John Cornyn and Tom Tillis. They had been threatening to block the confirmation over the settlement of President Trump's lawsuit against the Internal Revenue Service. Tillis says Blanche has addressed all the concerns.
The first one I called the payout pot for punks. I've never liked this 1776 fund. It made no sense to me, and I thought it was an insult to the police officers and the people that defended us on January the 6th. It's done. It's been rescinded, and I am satisfied.
A vote could come by the end of the week. Los Angeles fire officials say the deadly 2025 Eaton fire was caused by Southern California Edison equipment. A report released Tuesday finds the cause of the AP News, I'm Mike Hempen. The House Ethics Committee has started an investigation of domestic abuse allegations against Ohio Republican Max Miller.
That came after Miller said he asked for his own probe of allegations by ex-wife Emily Moreno, the daughter of Ohio GOP Senator Bernie Moreno. Miller is up for re-election, and Republicans trying to keep a slim majority worry the allegations could cost them a seat. Miller is a former Trump White House advisor with reporters yesterday.
I always thought he was a very good person, and I'm going to let the families figure that out.
A source says the president told Miller his candidacy does not look good. Miller says he has nothing to hide and wants to clear his name. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Iran and the Gulf state of Oman have made progress toward a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent spoke about it on CNBC.
I think there is a chance we may have a deal today or tomorrow to open the strait and move towards a more normalized position in this conflict.
Two regional officials told the Associated Press that under the emerging agreement, ships would enter the Persian Gulf through an Iranian-controlled route and exit through a route controlled by Oman. Federal officials say a man from El Salvador has died at a New Jersey immigration jail. The jail has been targeted for months by protesters over living conditions for people detained there. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement say the man had been held at Delaney Hall in Newark after being arrested in June. A record day on Wall Street as companies kept piling up profits and oil prices eased. The S&P 500 and the Dow set record highs. The Nasdaq jumped 2.6%. This is AP News.
News, insight, conversation. Wave 105, the talk of Guam.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the show hosts, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff or management of Wave 105.1 FM, Glimpses Media, or our partners. We strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, and we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105.1 FM. Enjoy the show.
Okay, welcome back once again. And Charlie?
Just real quick,
Yes.
we were just talking about the truck drivers.
Uh-huh.
And just wanted to make a quick mention about the fact that President Trump has an initiative right now to get any veteran who has been licensed to driving those big trucks in the military to convert those automatically into CDLs, so that you are able to drive automatically upon you get out of the military, get into driving these big rigs in the mainland U.S.
Well, they need them because all these illegal aliens.
Exactly.
Woo.
So it you know what, and that was really important because I had a lot of Marines who had the driving the 5 tons and the big rigs, and you get out of the Marine Corps and you're like, okay, what am I going to do with this? But now is going to be very valuable. So if you get,
and they make big money.
Yes. So if you
across the land,
if you get certified in the military with this type of license, it's going to be converted over to commercial license.
well,
which
good
is
luck
huge
to
for the
all you
veterans.
vets that drive 18-wheelers and those big rigs. Woo, woo.
No, absolutely.
And we got Karina Balesta on the line. Hello, Miss Balesta.
Hello,
Hello?
Karina, do we have you?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good, and you?
Oh gosh, so busy. We have our symposium next week. That's why I'm calling you.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that because I have the flyer.
Yeah. So the symposium is next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm not sure what day, but Bobby Titano is speaking on grief recovery. And
Is
then
she?
I'm not also sure what day, but is Charlie there? Charlie Hermosa is speaking about veterans in business. Charlie, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. I'm not sure what day they're speaking, but it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
So, if you know them,
We'll definitely put a calendar marker.
yeah. Yeah. So that's next week. Oh, my God. It's our 5th annual symposium. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And where's it going to
I
be held
remember
at?
attending HMI's first symposium, and I wasn't with HMI then, but I was like, wow, what is all of this? No one told me all this stuff. And as much as most people know about HMI and what we do, a lot of people still don't.
Mm-hmm.
We just had our JIGO boot camp, and it was crowded.
Awesome.
We out of the 73 veterans that registered, 15 of them have never filed a claim.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so-
Interesting. And we're also getting a lot of veteran spouses, surviving spouses, because when the veteran passes away, the spouse can apply for DIC. So I think we had about 3 surviving spouses attend our boot camp.
Awesome.
Well, Karina, let me tell you something. I'm guilty.
What?
I announced all these things happening, the symposium, the availability of consulting about the DIC for these widows at the last Sunday's Veterans VFW picnic.
Yes.
And I didn't see you or Tony, and I was counting really on somebody making a speech
No, I
to
know.
all the veterans.
Well, our team was there. I just couldn't make it because I was at Beans and Barrels because I don't normally miss, any HMI events or any veteran events. But if it's my family's event, then my brother had a birthday and we celebrated at Beans and Barrels.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
for brunch.
That's why the reason
And
I
you
couldn't make it
paid
either.
you paid for that, didn't you?
Which one?
The
Beans and Barrels.
Beans and Barrels. You paid.
Not the whole thing, but you guys should really try it. Oh my gosh, thank you, Charlie. Like your spot there at Beans and Barrels for brunch is, pretty amazing. The food was delicious. The service was great, and it was an overall, good experience. My family really loved it. And it's a good location too, right? It's central.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. And we don't have to go all the way down, to Tumon and fight for parking. So it was
it's like
great.
driving from Long Beach to San Diego. Is that what you're saying?
Where have you been, Johnny?
I've been here all my life.
How come I haven't seen you?
We planned on that picnic just for Kareem's brother to come down and enjoy the local cuisine and the local
I know.
culture for free.
I know, but also Bobby messed things up, because we were supposed to originally celebrate it for my other brother, but then Bobby came, and then he went TDY.
Bobby.
So then
Bobby.
our other brother, the Typhoon Bobby came, right? So then we had to reschedule it. So
where
when our
was your-
other brother's birthday came up, we said let's go to Beans and Barrel.
Where was your sidekick? The one running for senator.
He probably
I don't think he was able to make it either, but the election was just that the day before, so I think everyone was just exhausted from the election.
Oh, please. I spent 3 days in the rice paddies waiting for evacuation.
Well, he made it, so thank you to all the veterans and families that supported him.
Yes.
Okay. So what else you got, baby?
So our benefits boot camp, then of course our fishing derby was rescheduled to September 26th. So I'm excited, looking forward to that.
Okay, so that's already
yeah.
done. The 26th of September is when the derby's going to be.
We got you. We got your poster.
I guess I just want to, tell all the veterans, no matter where you're at in your journey, still come to the symposium, because there are a lot of resources on this island that veterans aren't utilizing.
Right.
There's a lot of different programs, and and that's why the symposium was created, to bring all these resources together for the veterans to, see them face to face, see these resources face to face.
And Karina, just one last comment before I got to run to a different meeting right now. So.
I'm sorry, but you're not.
Yeah.
No. But no, it is the fact that we had a couple of veterans at the shop yesterday. One that did not want to file because he already had his retirement, has a medical, and so I think we also have to bring the awareness that somehow the outreach also has to include the fact that every person that files counts towards our numbers, right?
Yes.
If you want to call it the numbers game, that's what it comes down to. So even though just file, even if you just get the 10%, right, or 0%, but you're rated. That counts against the overall number. So
exactly.
So that's the other push that we need to do. It's not only making sure that you file, but every number counts.
Yeah. So, exactly.
And we won't get any expanded services, right, if we're not using them.
Correct.
Why would they give us any more health care here or specialty care if the veterans are not utilizing it? And that's another thing I spoke to. I'm a veteran, and so I spoke to my pharmacist at the VA clinic, and I told her, hey, I'm running into veterans that just want to stay with their own medical insurance and not use the VA, which is totally fine, right? You feel comfortable with that doctor, but can you at least go to the food box once a year to keep using the services? Because once you stop using the services for 3 years, you get dropped from the system.
Yeah.
And then there goes our number, right? Like you're saying, Charlie, because our numbers do count. And the more our numbers grow here, the more they'll say, hey, there's a lot of veterans on that island. Why do we only have 2 clinics? We need to expand. We need to give them, better health, specialty health care. So yes, veterans, no matter where you're at, use the care, use the services, because if you don't use it now, what is going to be there for the future veterans that come?
Right. Yep. That's so true. And numbers do count.
They do.
Well, I hope you're having a fine family reunion. Everybody enjoying themselves, being safe?
Oh, yes. School's starting, if it hadn't already started for some people, but yes, I think summer went by too fast.
Boy, time goes by. So. It's running.
It does. Yeah, it stops for no one, right?
Well, did your Godzu win in the primary?
Senator to be Anthony Tyron, yes.
Okay, that was great. Okay, I like the.
But what's more sad though is that only 39% voter turnout. That was the sad part.
Yeah, that is so sad. I hope they have a bigger turnout during the general.
What does that tell us? We don't necessitate to have a primary. Let's just do it one shot. You save, what does it cost? $280,000 for a primary. We can apply that to many other places that need the money. And
I know people were looking for Charlie's name. Charlie.
Yeah.
He's gone. He had to slip out the back.
Oh, he did. Okay. Well, I'll let you guys go too. So I'll see you guys next week. And to Bobby, we'll get together with the
Yes.
actual date and time.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
And
yes.
we were watching
Okay.
you Monday night, and what happened?
Something was wrong with we couldn't go live. Like the system was not working.
Yeah,
So
well-
it's okay. We'll be on Monday.
Well, we're still Pico's #1 best vet talk show.
Okay.
Pico, not Pika. Pico.
Pika. Okay. I'll
All
talk to
right,
you guys
darling,
later.
you have a-
All right, honey, you have a good day.
Okay.
Be safe.
All
You
right.
too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
I love that girl, boy. She's got so much energy, man. She burns me out just watching her. Putting all these things, golf tournaments, golf ball drop, fishing derby.
Oh yeah, they're involved in all kinds of things.
You know, if we had more people like her working with us on the right side, you know, we'd get this job done. And I hope that that's what happens when we get this newly elected whoever at the top spot.
Yeah.
Can change some of this.
Yeah.
You got anything else for us?
Well, I still want to announce again what Karina just said. It's the 5th Annual Veterans Symposium on August 11th through the 13th at the UOG Lecture Hall, and it's from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, followed by the boot camp from 1 to 4. So if you are interested in joining the symposium, you need to register, okay? And it's free, hosted by HMI. Again, that's August 11th through the 13th at the UOG Lecture Hall.
And they always have tidbits, good tidbits, sandwiches, donuts, coffee, drinks.
Plus, the presenters, they always have great presenters, and it's
And the
everything to
presenters,
help
too.
a veteran.
Okay, we have a caller on line 1, Mr. Rodney. Rodney, are you there?
Hey, yes. How you guys doing?
Just
we're
fine.
cooking.
Thank you for calling,
Good.
Rodney.
Hey, I know I'm calling at the end of the show, but you know I just heard Karina and HMI. They're doing a great job,
right?
Helping the veterans. I just wanted to elaborate a little and touch up on the issue of the DIC. I just wanted, hopefully, some veterans, you know, that if they can't make it to HMI, probably what I'm going to say is to get their butt and go to the HMI boot camp.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of DIC, okay, they got, especially to these Cold War veterans, okay, sometimes they get misled by the PAC Act, okay, but when you participate in the PAC Act, you're also participating in the Terra Act. Okay, so my advice to the veterans: if you are not retired, and the DIC, if you pass away and you don't have your service-connected disability within 10 years, you gotta pass away with a service-connected disability.
Right.
So if you're connected only, like let's say, even 10%. And you have 10% for tinnitus, and you pass away with, let's say, cancer, you're not going to get DIC.
It has
Correct?
to be service affiliated.
Because you're not connected for the cancer. So my advice is go to HMI, go to these boot camps, and get yourself at least conceded with the Terra claim with your MOS, because that's your toxic exposure risk activity. Have it in your file that the VA already conceded that you were exposed to some toxin, and even if it's not service connected, when that time comes, and heavens, God forbid, that you're going to get cancer or something of that nature, all you got to do is just go to the doctor and get the doctor to write that statement that you passed away of that cancer from the VA, that they already conceded that you were exposed to some toxic activity during your military history.
That's a great point, Rodney, and thank you.
You see, so I am just, because I just helped a veteran yesterday, passed away. And fortunately, I helped him get service-connected for his lung cancer, which is not by the PAC Act, but he was from the Terra.
Mm-hmm.
And he had it's a very trying time when a veteran passes away, and then you go up to the VA benefits office in Tizan, and they say, "Oh, you don't qualify for DIC." That is so depressing.
Right.
Yeah, I
right.
believe so.
It is very depressing, especially for the spouse.
Yes, and you need that money. That's the money that they work for.
yeah.
But you just got to get off your behind veterans and heed the advice. And HMI is doing a very good job at these things.
And
So
Yes,
you
they
know,
are.
and you can do it on your own. Just go and participate in that PAC Act, Terra Act.
Rodney, are you retired?
No, I'm retired. I'm a retired teacher.
Oh,
But
okay.
I have 12 years in the military, and I got my toxic exposure, and I'm 100% PNT, and all those nice little SMCs.
Well, let me.
But I really advocate for the veterans.
Yes.
Well,
And-
let me
and
I
ask you
really,
something.
because like I said, I seen that. I seen how that when you don't educate yourself and you go try to file for disability benefits, and let me tell you, and the VA says you're not eligible. It's really painful.
Well, the reason I ask is that the benefits you're receiving now, even compared to these retirees, when you're eligible for the VA to be accommodated especially with 100% or even 50% or 10%, wherever you are in the world, especially in the United States, the veteran with any rated compensation is eligible to go to any emergency outlet.
True.
Whereas the
right.
retirees.
And let me add on to that 100% also. There's a 100% scheduler and there's a 100% PNT. Your goal is the PNT. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I kind of forgot. Even if you're 100% scheduler and you pass away and your spouse has the DOD ID card,
yeah.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the benefits stop.
At 100%, No.
Even because remember, there's a 100% scheduler and there's a 100% permanent total.
Yeah.
Very different.
Okay. Well.
So I just wanted to advocate that, and HMI is doing a good job, man, educating these veterans. They just need to go out there and go to these boot camps.
Some of them are so damn stubborn.
Very stubborn, but it takes a veteran to know a stubborn veteran.
Yes, it does. It sure does.
Because because that's their mental health. From the military, PTSD, major depressive. They don't realize that. Hey, you keep yourself in the home. It's not because of your doing. It's because you were in the military, and like I said, the military. They turn you into a fighting machine, and when you get out, they don't deprogram you.
Roger that. That's exactly so.
So,
true.
anyways, thank you.
Well,
Thank you for calling, Rodney. I mean, all that information that you're sharing. I hope that whoever's listening, takes that seriously. And
yeah.
I do recommend that they do go to the boot camp because.
Yes, and like I said, man, we need to spread the word.
Mm-hmm.
Veteran helping's veteran, because who's going to help us? Just us.
Yeah.
Well, the trick is, listen to this. You ladies that are married to these hard-headed knuckleheads, stubborn, reluctant to go out and do anything, not thinking that it affects you, you ladies, get on them. You know how to do
and you know what? You veterans, man, if it's not for you, it's for your family.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Exactly.
So anyways, well, thank you very much.
Well, you're
thank
more than
you.
welcome.
Thank you for sharing, Rodney.
All right.
Always great to hear from you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good day.
And it's so true. These veterans are stubborn and reluctant, and they got this, I don't need it as much as he does, and this and this.
Yeah.
Every inch that you earn, you deserve. And, I cannot say anything more urgent than to take care of yourself and to take care of your family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
absolutely.
boss.
Okay.
So we're coming to the end of the show.
Yep.
And it went by fast, this show.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, thank you for calling in.
Great information. Great
Thank
information
you,
as
Rodney,
usual.
All you guys. I know sometimes it sounds repetitive, and and going over and over again with things.
Yeah.
But it's important.
And last but not least, I'd like to congratulate all of those who made it through to the general election on this past election that we had last Saturday. Congratulations to all of you, and wish you all the best of luck.
And again, I hope that they do away with the primary. Let's just get down to the meat and potatoes and say, okay,
Go straight to the general.
I want to go straight, and that'll settle the anxiety and the desperation that all these guys. If I was a politician, I'd probably have PTSD just doing the campaigning because it's so frustrating. Everybody thinks I'm running. I ain't running. I'm running from Bobby. But the thing is, they go, you need to do this and this. Oh, wait a minute. Slow down, Tiger. I'm not running for anything, But thank you for calling in, and thank you for
and
listening.
for all of you out there that are listening, thank you again. Again, this is the Guam Vet Talk Show, and we're here every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And until then, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, same station. Have a safe and wonderful day, Guam.
Adios.
Good